Hey, we are live.
Good
Hey,
afternoon.
hey. Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm TQ. It's my brother JQ. We've got our special guest, our dad, Abdul Qaiyum, aka Papa Q, with us. We're talking to you live from Merz Apothecary and Small Flower here on the north side of Chicago, the beautiful Lincoln Square neighborhood on this gorgeous August 75-degree day. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have some tea. We talk about life, talk about new products. We interview people. We do all kinds of stuff. We talk about wellness. We just kind of geek out and have some fun. So thank you for joining us.
Today is even more special because it's me.
It's true. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, it's always good to have our dad
Sometimes
on.
you have to blow your own horn, Anthony. Let me
Yeah,
teach you a
yeah.
lesson because nobody's going to blow it for you.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Jeez,
I think
jeez, here we go.
um,
We're going to have a good time together.
Yeah, we are. No, you certainly have taught me the art of, you know, tasteful self promotion. It's good. Um, yeah. Anyway, my dad and I have been in business together for at this point it's about 22 to 23
No,
years.
it's 47 years.
47 years. Thanks
Yeah.
for blowing up my spot. Yeah, 47 years. Actually, it's even a little bit more than that because I was in utero when you bought Merz Apothecary in 1972, at the end of 72.
Yeah.
And so,
I took over January 2nd, 73.
yeah,
So
so,
that makes it about 48 years at the end of this year.
yeah,
So you
So,
got two babies at once.
yeah.
yeah, the important one and me, you
Yeah.
know.
So I've been in business with you for just as long because all three of you have really been raised in the apothecary, off and on working, visiting, whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
running around causing problems.
I
hey,
remember, I remember like wanting baseball cards and comic books, and Dad saying, "Hey, come in, I got jobs for you," and I would go and make those lists of all the photocopied stuff for the German lists.
Yeah,
Oh man, and that was like you'd set up like 30 giant stacks of paper and walk down the thing and then stack them and then staple them with the big industrial
yeah.
stapler. Like I was just like I thought, wow, this is my first job. I'm always going to remember this.
Yeah, it's totally, and it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up because it makes me think of my family and my daughters, and sort of like how I can get frustrated with them as a dad, like the lack of ability to sometimes be like sustain long periods of work. And then I think dad would want us to make those German lists, and you'd have to walk down and do like 40 sheets and staple them to send out to customers. And I'd do like five and be like, oh, this is like so frustrating and tiring and annoying. I did 10, like yeah, I was the same way. I got to take it easy on my girls. Um,
I
you know,
remember Ida used to set me up with like a sponge because your hands would start to get so dry from pulling the sheets, and when it gets dry, you can't grab just one sheet. So
yeah. Yeah. The other trick is those little like rubbery latex
the
finger
thumble
pots.
thimble.
Yeah. The thimbles that you put on to grab all the
finger
sheets.
cuts, they call them. Yeah.
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 So
Well,
it's,
you know what? It didn't hurt you guys, right?
No, clearly T was not good at
We,
repetitive
we,
tasks.
figured, we figured that out, that he isn't going to be good for manual labor. That's for
Yeah, and I, on the other hand, was like, "This is amazing! I get to completely zone out." Like now, I like sit there and work on the same drum pattern for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm very appreciative of the results of your labor and everyone's labor. And I can certainly do it when needed, but I'm not a person who can zone in and do the same thing again and again. Hey, David Brown's on today along with Rita. David Brown sends a special hello to you, Pops.
Hi,
Uh,
David. Good to hear from you. Good that you joined us.
yeah, so
So let's talk about what we're drinking. It's appropriate that Pops is on because we're
yeah,
drinking.
we're drinking family tea.
Yeah. We should have gotten G on it too. So So, I know we've talked about Maria Treven book. It was this book that made this familiar tea, in German, which is family tea. And Dr. Theis used to make it, and we originally carried it from Dr. Theis. So and we personally, Merz has had its own Gesundheitstea,
Yeah, good health tea, right?
beverage tea, basically,
Yeah.
And was it a similar formula to the
It
familiar?
had similar herbs. So what the Germans have always done is, instead of drinking caffeinated teas or coffee, for
Yeah.
beverage they drink herbal teas. And when I look at this formula, wow,
I
it's
know.
it's
What
Let's
is
talk
in it?
about
I just got a glass container full of these beautiful herbs and leaves and flowers.
Well, we
yes,
have
but
it
this
here.
is
I can read a little bit about it if
yeah.
that's
So
okay.
in the meantime, I can tell you this was my find. I'm so proud of it, this company. So I came across her. She's the daughter of the couple who made Maria Treven products, and they have the license to use the name Maria Treven with her photo. So about a year and a half ago, I communicated with her and introduced our business to her, and she was blown away. And so anyway, we started to get our herbs and teas, and they're just amazing. Lisa at the store is so excited about the quality of the herbs that we're getting now, even
Yeah.
better than the previous one, right?
Yeah. So just for those of you who don't know, when we talk tea here, we're talking in the general sense, not always the tea leaf, although we are certainly huge fans of Camellia sinensis, which is the tea plant. But, we're talking about drinking, what do you call it, Jay? A Taisan or whatever. It's like,
Chai petrificat.
yeah, but it's like tea as a general term for herbs, in hot water. So
In almost
today,
every country, chai just
yeah.
means
Yeah.
something put into hot water that you then drink, right?
Yeah, but so we are drinking this familiar tea from Maria Treven. Maria Treven is no longer alive. She is a famous folk herbalist and author, one of the best-selling herbal authors in the world. At this point, I don't know how many. It's like hundreds of thousands or millions of books
Oh,
worldwide.
millions.
Millions of books.
It's
Millions of
12
books worldwide
It's
she
12 or
sold.
15 million or
I
something.
think, yeah, it's over 10 million for sure.
Yeah, something amazing. But the main book is her book, Health Through God's Pharmacy. And it
Or
was,
Gesundheit aus der Apotheke Gottes.
yeah. So she's Austrian, comes out of the Western European herbal tradition in Austria and Germany specifically. And really, she was the champion of Swedish bitters. If you've heard about Swedish bitters from us or elsewhere, she is the one who popularized it and sort of made it something that is considered, that is the health tonic and sort of liver support, digestive support product that we think about today. So today we're drinking her family tea. And let me tell you a little bit about it because it blows me away.
Yeah, tell me about it. I don't know anything about this. I'm so excited. First of all, can I just say I got mine in like a glass container because I think Greta split them for us.
Yeah.
Because it's a big bag that you get. But it is beautiful looking. Like just pulling it out made me happy.
Jar, when
That's
you
the
hold
first
it up.
thing I said. I said to Greta, wow, it's gorgeous. Like the tea itself physically looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it doesn't look so like after it's
Yeah.
been, but it's not bad. It's kind of dark.
Well,
Any-
let me tell you what's in it. Dad, sorry, go on. Were you going to say something?
No, go ahead. We're waiting for you.
Okay, so ingredients. So this is a tasty herbal tea for the whole family. Here are the ingredients. Peppermint, bed straw, marigold flowers, St. John's wort, lemon balm, linden flowers, strawberry leaves. I don't know what honorary award is. I don't know if that's really an honorary award.
I think they may have gotten an award for
Yeah. Somehow that made an ingredients that I have. Raspberry leaves, nettle leaves, yarrow, blackberry leaves, thyme, marjoram, spruce tips. Oh, don't worry, we're just about halfway through, a little bit more. Ladies' mantle, rose petals, daisies, violets, chamomile flowers, small flowered willow herb flowers, key florets and key flowers. What the? That's insane. Isn't that, that's the longest tea list I think I've ever read in
Yeah,
one
but
tea.
when you think about the ingredients, look what they're covering. They're covering just the taste. They're covering pretty much all the organs, you know.
Yeah. They're covering an amazing smell. This smells
Cleansing, blood cleansing, you know.
Yeah.
You even get a little prostate health. It's like it is for the entire family. Even like grandpa can drink it, or
Well-
your old dad in my case. you
Yeah,
know?
but
Well,
small flower is not just for prostate. It's also good for bladder. So
No, I know. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of
Well,
expanding.
and like we spoke about before, you know, it's for inflammation, really,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And can I say, it is totally delicious.
yeah.
Like
It is really mild. Like we drink a lot of teas on this program, and a lot of times, you know, like I know that you and I, T, are and Dad, we're used to just drinking pretty herbaceous, kind of earthy tasting stuff, and being like, and we can kind of taste through that and say like, oh, this one's a little more floral, like, but they're pretty barnyard, you know.
Yeah.
And this one, because of all those flowers in there,
Yeah.
it really is balanced, and the aftertaste is not like earthy and sort of like
No, it's very
mushroomy in my mouth. It's actually kind of clean and cool at the end.
Well, because it has peppermint at
Mm.
the base.
And I taste that immediately, but I'm talking about the like coolness of the flower petals at the end,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I love the way the rose petals look inside of it too when you're pouring it in. It's just
So
gorgeous.
The mint also, that's
Yeah.
what I would say, is that it's not overwhelming, and the mint is there, but this is not a mint tea. Like if you don't love minty tea, you would still, I think most people could still find this to be very enjoyable.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's just
John
a
is
very
here.
well balanced.
John. And Clarence is here and says, "There's my guy. 35 years of me shopping with Merz."
Well, thank you. I appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah.
So what do we talk about besides this tea? I want to tell everyone. I want to tell you guys. Obviously, you already know, but so you know, this pandemic has. I know I may have said it, and people know a little bit, but each day as I'm sort of, you know, in quarantine, basically, just with you guys and our 12 of us that we pod together, I find, and now that I'm not going to the store at all, I find my life to be getting better and better and better. You know, I really mean it. And even though Mom and I are together 24/7, we probably don't get into any arguments that once we did. Perhaps it has to do with me having relieved my head of the store, and you,
Yeah.
Anthony, and you, Gregory and Jeffrey and Greta and everyone, Rachel including, have kind of helped me to kind of transform myself into another part of my life and made it easier.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad.
Yeah.
You reminded me of something Rachel's mom, Carol, always said. Every decade, I've known her, right, 24 years.
Mhm.
And so she was in her 60s when I met her.
Mhm.
And now she's in her early 80s.
Mhm.
No, so she was late 50s when I met her, right? Wow. She always said her 50s were better than her 40s, her 60s were better than her 50s, her 70s were better than her 60s. And sadly, she now says, the 80s aren't really better than the 70s, but 70s was a high point for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm 74. Next year I'll be 75. So I'm feeling good about I used to think, before this pandemic, even though Mom and I go away to Palm Springs and, I'm away for almost 6 months, but whenever I'm back in Chicago, and I couldn't picture myself not being at the store on a Saturday or during the holidays, and thought the store wouldn't function without me,
Yeah.
And really worried about it, always. And then occasionally I'd even think, I wish the heck I would have sold this business to somebody else instead of Anthony.
Is this the episode where you try to make all of our customers sad and cry?
No.
You're like, I'm not going to be there anymore, and I wish I sold it.
Not at all. I said, I used to wish that there would be a time when I would be in Chicago and not have to think about the store on a Saturday or holiday.
Just, you're talking about the sort of burden of running a retail business. It's always with you, even when you're not there, right?
But I'm sort of breaking away from that. I really don't feel quite the same need to be there. Saturday, I'm chill. I mean, there's no difference between a Saturday and a Sunday and a Monday and a Tuesday.
Yeah. So you're not really am I right? Pandemic may put some things in perspective, but I think what you're talking about is just the joy of being a person who's maybe finally embracing kind of a retired life, at least partially retired life.
Yeah, and I have I spend more time with my grandchildren, your kids, Jeffrey's kids. I spend more time with you and Gregory. And
but it wouldn't have happened, without the pandemic, because Dad, that's his baby, and he wouldn't have been able to let go. And so the fact that he's forced to not go in for safety reasons is like, it's just everything must adjust, and we can't lean on him and say we're kind of stuck today, can you come on in? And then it gets caught again and he comes in more because he realizes you could use the help, right?
Yeah. And so I want to just take a second to give a shout out. Part of that is that's not you being able to give it to me. It's like us having an awesome team at Merz. And for customers who don't know, it's like that, we have so many great people in the business. It's like a 30-some person business right now. And it's having people like Dana and Mersada running the store, Jonathan as a pharmacist to ask, the team,
Alex
all the folks, Alex and Eric buying, Diana running finance, Rob and the whole team in customer service, just like you name it, across the board. We just have awesome people who are on board to run things. Our warehouse team is kicking butt. So it just, to me, I don't know, I can get philosophic, and I don't think people want to hear all of the things I think about the challenges of running a small business that's growing, but you and I have lived it together, Dad. And you're getting to, I feel happy that I'm getting to a place where I feel like we have so many great people that are helping us run it, but also it coincides with a time where in your life where you probably maybe would have wanted to let go a little bit ago, but now you can and can enjoy your time.
Definitely. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys, yesterday I was with Gregory. Say
our other brother,
We're talking about, he wants to write a book about me and the apothecary. And seriously,
he's a good writer. He should. He's watching right now. What's up, G?
He's a great writer, and the fact that he, I have read so many things that are not as good as what this story could be if presented properly. In many ways, Gregory even talked about making a movie, and I already have Ben Kingsley picked out for playing my
yeah. You definitely, Ben Kingsley definitely, although he'll get a little flack for playing a brown man a second time. I think we're gonna have to find an actual brown man to play a brown man in the movie of your life.
Well, he can play a role.
That's past. He did it once. He can't do it again. He's done it twice actually. He's played Persian guy in a movie after that. But I think that time is past.
Those days are over. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
Not getting Ben Kingsley.
I've gotten people come up to me and tell me how I resemble Ben Kingsley. They did,
I know.
and I often came up with a wisecrack. I said, he's only half Indian. I'm the real thing.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we should do it. That's good. And you do. People should watch if they're interested. If you want to geek out on the history of Merz, we've done a segment where you sort of walk through a lot of the stories about how you bought it, and it is awesome. It's a true coming to America, immigrant American dream story, right? There's no like you can, and I say that saying I don't care if you're jaded about it. You coming here and ending up owning this business that's a 145-year-old business, and the things that you did, it is that classic story, and it stands the test of time. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was his idea, and he's been talking about it. So yesterday we sat down, and we're going to start having little sessions where an hour or two, and kind of me just talking, and him, we're going to need all of you guys' help, both of you, and Greta and Rachel, because we have so many talented people in the family. But I think it would be a good, would be a good story. Not could be, would be,
Yeah, it will be.
It will be.
Yeah. So
I'm still working on my English, Anthony,
No, your English is fine. I was manifesting it. I was essentially saying it's going to happen.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
So
go ahead.
No, I just
I'd like to hear about your English. Actually, I think that's kind of interesting. How did your like? I know you have a slight accent because my friends tell me, but I can't hear it. And your English is so American, like, but yet people who came here at the same time as you, completely different way of speaking.
Yeah.
Much more British or much more, Indian immigrant. And what did you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like early on when I was, obviously I went to an English medium school all along. So we did have to speak English in school. And it was definitely a British English, and it wasn't very good, so most people if we were caught speaking Urdu, we would have to talk in English in front of the teacher. But it was,
This is at Karachi Grammar?
Yeah, it was not Karachi Grammar. It was another school called Marie Colaco.
Oh yeah, Marie Colaco.
It was run by the missionaries,
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
But how was your Urdu? Urdu was a second language for you too.
Yeah, so I was getting to that. So I actually spoke Urdu on the street, right? Spoke Memni, which is a dialect from India.
Unwritten language, an unwritten language.
Yeah, it's just a dialect. The closest language to it is Gujarati, but I can't read it. So, and I cannot speak it. I can understand some words. So anyway, so I spoke with my family, my mother, father, brothers. We spoke Memni. On the street, I spoke Urdu. But because of the surroundings and not very safe to be out, I was sort of sheltered. So I spoke English and didn't get to practice my Urdu as much. And I went to English medium schools and took heavier English because of the English medium, and took lighter Urdu. So I took Urdu as a second language, as if a foreigner would be taking Urdu. So my Urdu never got really very strong. And I feel bad because Urdu is a very, very beautiful, poetic. Jeffrey, you've taken some classes in Urdu, and it's a romance language. It's just
Hindi Urdu. You have your Hindi Urdu bolchal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's legitimately the most beautiful language I've ever heard.
yeah, and the poetry is so good. So all
So good.
I listen to songs if I'm in the shower, if I'm shaving, or in the car. My music is all Urdu, Hindi. You know, the songs from my past life. You know, early
Yeah.
on.
But
So
even Indians who speak Hindi, which is like 90% the same as Urdu,
yeah,
go, oh, I wish I spoke Urdu. Urdu is the most beautiful.
no, but you don't understand. There's a high Urdu, and I can get by in Urdu, but high Urdu is really very poetic
Hmm.
that I won't even understand. You,
Ah, ah, ah.
you know, and
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Uncle Wally talks high Urdu. He is very good. You know,
Ah,
so
cool.
yeah, he's you know, his English, his Urdu is a mess. So anyway, getting back to Yoruba. So I think early on when I was a little boy, I remember being on a swing in a park and I would just keep repeating um, English phrases to myself. Like, I can't do that, or I want to do that. You know what I mean? I can't do that. Uh,
Yeah.
and I would just keep saying these things till I got them mastered. And so my English became good. And then once I got here, I was only 18 and very much wanted to be an American, right? Um, so I would hear English spoken in school, and then luckily I had roommates. They were uh, Americans, you know, outside of Chicago. They were here for school, so we roomed together. So I immersed myself in the culture. Then I joined the fraternity, and I had this desire, or this, I have this little bit of extra ability to pick up languages, you know, and and so even the German that I speak, people tell me that it's very good. I pronounce the words quite
Yeah, you
proper.
do.
So
Yeah.
so I so I and I this is funny. I think I can say this. So I wanted to be sounding like an American. So I remember, I think I've told you guys. So once I was in the class and somebody, you know, must have said something about a teacher not knowing his or her ass from the hole in the ground,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
I did, because they said it so fast. So I didn't quite get it. And I said to my friend or whoever was sitting next to me, I said, what did he say? And they said it. Did not know her ass from the hole in the ground. But now when you say it like that, it's not the same as saying doesn't know her ass from the hole in the ground. But so I kept saying it so many times that day till I got to the point where I sounded like that person who said it in the class.
So it was
Uh,
like it was a conscious choice for
Yeah,
you to try and lose your accent.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And also, would you say that your advice to people learning English as a second language would be like practice colloquial swearing and stuff like that? Is that a good way to learn
That's
English?
definitely the
Whatever
best way
you
you
need,
learn any language.
whatever you need to repeat, you need to practice. You know, if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want. So I mean, part of me now when I see any British programs or English, you know, Mom and I watch a lot of BritBox, a lot of British programs. I have trouble understanding British English.
Yeah. Even though that's what you were taught.
I
Yeah.
think it's interesting that like the time you came here, and maybe this is unique to you, but perhaps this is different generationally, but when the time you came here, it was cherished and prized to assimilate and lose yourself to the new culture. And now it seems it is prized and cherished to not lose yourself to the new culture
Perhaps,
as people come
perhaps
to this
okay.
country.
I think you're right, probably. And there were so few of us, you know, Indians and Pakistanis here in those days. You know,
This was mid 60s, early 60s.
64 when I came, and then um, we would go to, they showed Indian movies at IIT on the South Side, and all of Chicago and around wherever people drove in from, there would be no more than a couple of hundred people come to see this movie and have a social dinner, you know,
Yeah.
once a month or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
That's wow.
I've heard about those times when you could go see movies. Sounds really
Did
good.
you know that Walmart starting this weekend is doing
Yeah, parking lot.
parking lot drive through all locations all on the weekends?
That's pretty darn
Oh,
cool.
and the other thing, being married to mom, an American, changes the game too, you know? If I would have married somebody from back home, perhaps my English would not have been quite as strong,
Oh well, I'm sure. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, I think it's true. So
Even when you look at examples of other of your friends and family that came here, that's true. You know, like
Yeah,
you look at Uncle Mike or you look at our Uncle Hai, it's very different, right?
yeah, right, right.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, how do you sort of manage your own? I know, like you loved coming to this country, you loved America, and you still love America, but I think there was because of how you can get treated in certain situations, I think there is a little bit of I want to hide and sort of blend in when you get here, and there's a desire to sort of just blend. But then there is also a desire to celebrate who you are and sort of keep some things a little sacred and some traditions. And for us growing up, I know that you are always very proud to be both from subcontinent and to be here as an American. And how do you straddle that? Was that something you did thoughtfully, or did just certain rituals made it through and some didn't?
Um, I don't know that I made a conscious choice or effort. All I know is that I, when I came here, things weren't good for my family. Started to go south, you know,
Back home.
back home. Yeah, you know.
You
So
came here just because people don't know, you came here alone.
right,
I mean, you had a friend here, but you came here from your family. It was just you at 18 years old
yeah,
coming to a new country with no support system.
absolutely none. As a matter of fact, I was crying on the way on the plane getting to Chicago. You know, I hadn't left home ever. I missed my mom, you know, and I was just a kid, 18. I can't imagine anybody letting their son or daughter leave the house at 18. Although I learned Kamala Harris's mother, she came about a same age as I did, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. And
I mean, it's probably not as common now. Well, that's not true. I mean, well, certainly not now because we don't let as many people in, but I'm saying like in general, that was a time when that was a common story. People from around the world coming to the United States for the promise of education or a better life or more work opportunity, and you didn't really have a choice
yeah,
when you came. Like,
yeah. So I started to say that, you know, yeah, I needed to, things were not doing well. I went to pharmacy school, things were not good for me personally here. There was financial, you know, to work and to support myself. So it was a lot of effort. So I couldn't help my family till after I had graduated and, you know, college in 1969. So at that point, there was a decision, you know, for me to, my mother and father wanted me to come back, you know, and help them. And I didn't really want to, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do. I'd been back home in 68, a year before I graduated, and just didn't feel good. You know, I just didn't feel like I belonged there anymore, you know. Um, and so my decision was rather made for me. 69, I graduate. Right about probably this week, I met mom 51 years ago. This week, probably,
wow.
you know, and then, you know, we dated for a couple of years and then got married. So then at that point, it was, you know, and things for me, the way they turn out, Jeffrey, to answer your question, I couldn't have imagined a better life. I never tried to hide. I've always been very open about who I was or who I am, and it has for the most part, it's good for me. And there occasionally you encounter somebody who, but they're not worth even paying attention to as far as I'm concerned, So I have had no problems whatsoever. And especially when I took over Merz, and Mr. Merz told me that I was going to lose 40% of the business not being German, and he points to my skin color and says, you don't look it. So, and that, I don't even know if I thought much of that, because as soon as I got in the business and made some efforts, went to Berlitz school to pick up conversational German within the first couple of months of being at the store. Yeah. I was always appreciated by the Germans. As a matter of fact, when I made the little efforts of saying the names of the product, they just,
yeah, I think that's true for every group in the world, right? Like you say to a Romanian a name of an herb in Romanian, and they're just like light up, and then you're their, it's like you can do no wrong. You're their favorite person in the store. They always want to talk to you. It's just like that sort of
for sure,
serving people and making them feel comfortable. And that's especially for, a lot of these people came over when they were older, and their English is still, they don't feel 100% confident, or they just want the comfort of ordering their products from their time in their own language. And it's such a powerful thing. We've been talking about that a lot right now, because we have Mersada here in Lincoln Square who speaks, Bosnian, Serbian, Croatian, Macedonian, Turkish. It's like she can help so many people. And there's all these people. We haven't had a Bosnian, Serbian, Serbo-Croatian speaker in the store for a while in Lincoln Square. And everyone is coming in saying, oh, you're here? I'm going to tell all of my friends. And it's awesome.
And we have a Romanian speaking person too, right?
Yeah, Damaris speaks Romanian and German. So right now we're flush in a lot of the traditional Western herbal languages that we've historically, the communities who appreciate German and Western herbal products, like we're
and a lot of the ones that just lived in Lincoln Square.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus we've got Spanish, we've got a bunch of other, like we have a great language crew right now in the store. So
you guys are like Emirates Airlines right now.
Although without speaking Arabic. Yes.
Yeah, but the last time I flew with them, I was in the UAE or something, and they like bring the crew out, and they're like, "We speak," and they rattle off like 19 languages.
Yeah,
and
yeah. You're like, "Can we take off yet? It's time to go." Yeah, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, Dad, you have German, you have some Hindi, Urdu, you have English. You've picked up some Romanian. You've picked up a little Serbo-Croatian, right?
Just words, names of teas. Romanian, yeah. I do better, but Jeffrey got to be better at Serbo-Croatian, Bosnian names and.
Oh, the names, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Even
Bože carne.
Yeah.
That's helped. That's helped through God's pharmacy in Croatian.
And we have Polish right now on the team. Aphrodite's fluent Polish and Greek, which is super cool.
Yeah,
it's really fun. We have a it's a pretty hot crew from the language standpoint. I gotta say, this is top notch right now. So I'm excited.
And then I'm very excited that obviously I'm so excited that Anthony, you did make this happen for me, that I'm at peace, and pandemic did not hurt us in terms of my way out. And even business-wise, we were able to stay healthy because of online, creation. Yeah.
Which thanks to all you people watching out there who order online or do curbside pickup or walk up.
Yeah, we're grateful.
Can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
Yeah, we are grateful, and keep telling others, because it's a blessing. And anyway, and then, so we now have Greta involved in the business, marketing manager for us, and
she's
she all
amazing.
And that makes me feel awesome. Jeffrey's involved, and then now, I think of your regular customers or people who join you in tea time know the Shambar is a family project that we're all involved with. Gregory.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Rachel did the design, and Rachel does still some, she's done the windows, the signage, the bags at Merz. So she's still involved. It's truly a family affair with us. And we suckered Greta into it. And now we can say it's got everyone, basically. She was the holdout, and we tricked her into joining us. I'm so happy.
Thank God you did too, because I don't know if working in theater right now would be a really great,
Yeah,
great industry.
we tricked her with like a giant lifesaver, and she just didn't know that was the case. So no, it's good. It's all around good. I feel so grateful.
Yeah. No, I think the timing was amazing that you and Greta had been talking unbeknownst to most of us. It's certainly not me. And I had planted that seed a while back, but at that point, Anthony was not really thinking that would be a way he would like to go. But so March 1st, I think it was that she joined us.
First week of March, yeah.
And then March 15th, we pretty much
knocked it down.
Yeah, the world just turned upside down. So her timing was great, and yeah, I don't know.
It's true. It's a good way. I think this is a good note to wrap up on, because we're just enjoying family, drinking. I didn't do any interruptions.
Hour.
You know what? The really special guests, we do 45 minutes. It's kind of an honor, actually. No, but I am saying, like, I think essentially, like, I'm feeling the family love. I'm enjoying talking about family. We're drinking family tea here at Tea Time at the Apothecary.
This is not, by the way, on the website yet, but I think it'll be up by the end of the week.
I kind of pushed Greta. I said, like, Greta, let's get up by the end of the day so that people watching us over the next day can drink this amazing tea with like 14 different ingredients, including like 5 different flowers.
I'm gonna see if I can get my kiddos to drink this. If I put a little honey in it and be like, "This is family tea."
I think you could probably try without honey and they'll drink it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think my family will definitely. Sappy will drink this any day without honey. But like Nola would love this with honey, because although she doesn't like mint, the mint is so blended in the mix that it's like it's just a well-rounded, beautiful tea.
Nice. Greta says family tea will be up by the end of the day.
Awesome.
Good. Order some. It's amazing stuff. And
the reason it's not up, everyone, is like literally it just came off the boat from Germany, and we just checked it in, I think, in the past day or two. So we're just trying to get it up.
So we should mention that the German shipment came, right? And there is tons. All the German stuff's back in stock. So if people need anything, any hand creams or whatever that you need from there, Swedish bitters, anything.
There was so much stuff that's been out. We're going a little crazy right now, but we'll take it. Order it up, please. Anyway. Cool. It's going to be up in the next 30 minutes. So you can, if you're not watching this live, you can check the link and check out this family tea. Caffeine free, just like really great taste, and great to drink with your family. It will get your dad talking about old times, and you'll learn about your history.
All right, Pops. I got one final thing to finish on, and we will leave people with a little playlist, which is name 3 amazing songs from when you first got here.
It's like chilling at the fraternity house.
I often say this to Mom. So the song that when I'd wake up, we had a little transistor radio that the 3 of us had chipped in $10 each or something to buy for the apartment. And Petula Clark would wake me up. Downtown. That's
Petula Clark, Downtown by Petula Clark. That's great. It's a classic.
And Beatles, She Loves You.
She loves
you, yeah. That was, and then of course, Rolling Stones, Satisfaction.
Nice. All right. There's our playlist for the day.
And then wait, can you throw on, give us a classic Muhammad Rafi song or something that you would like? What's the one you're just like, oh, this is my jam? Indian Pakistani classic song?
Well, I mean, Muhammad Rafi has some of the biggest songs you guys all.
But I'm saying pick one. I don't know any titles.
I was just listening to a playlist while I was exercising, and it was
Leke pella pella pyar.
well,
That's my favorite.
no, the one that's our favorite is when we all went, and then in the car they had that Pardesi, Pardesi.
That
Yeah.
track is
That was
But that's more like that was like 90s, right? Was that old?
no,
that was Bhangra.
Yeah,
that was new. I had never ever heard of
that
it.
was a Bollywood. That was a Bollywood one. That was from a movie.
From a movie called Raja Hindustani.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I love, to me it's like getting in your car and just hearing the old Lata and Muhammad Rafi
Yeah.
classics. That's the stuff that just makes me feel like,
I am so very, very, you have no idea how elated I feel that you guys listen to these songs and appreciate it, because Jeffrey's the one, and you and Gregory have sometimes sent me playlists,
yeah.
Ruffy and the solid old, the goldies, what are the.
Yeah, solid gold, right? Yeah.
Who are the two, like like we've got Muhammad Rafi and it's Lata Mangeshkar.
Lata Mangeshkar.
Yeah,
And,
Lata
and who's
Mangeshkar.
the other? Asha Bose? Is it Asha?
Asha
Bose?
Bose.
Asha Bhosle and Lata Mangeshkar are sisters.
Yeah.
They are? And they're like the giants of classic.
And Lata is still alive in 90s. I think it's, and
Wow.
she's even singing. And the old actor, look up sometime, Dilip Kumar.
Okay.
He is in his 90s, and unfortunately, he's suffering from Alzheimer right now. He was a stud. He was, for 60 years, he acted in the Bollywood movies. If you look at him, he is just a handsome.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Well, there's some musical recommendations from Papa Q. Thanks everybody for joining us. Order some family tea. Drink it with your family.
Thanks
Call
for
in your family.
If you're in quarantine, Zoom with your family or
yeah.
friggin' dream of hanging out with your family again, whatever the case may be.
It was good to be with you guys.
Good to be with you too, Pops.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a great day.
Much love. Peace out, everyone.